Hello friends, warm welcome to all to the channel World of Zoology. This is our first unit, Population Ecology. Welcome back to our series on population ecology, and we'll consider last point from the same, that is nothing but human census with respect to our country, that is India. And the points which are discussed in our today's lecture are concept, mechanism, and significance of the human census. A British economist, Thomas Malthus, was the first to recognize that the human population cannot continue to increase indefinitely every year. The world human population is increasing by approximately 80 million. The world census is derived from the Latin word censere, which means to access or to rate. Presently, population census in India involves counting of people through direct visit to their residences, which may be temporary or permanent. As per the report published on 31st March 2011, the Indian population was reached a figure of approximately 121 crore. This census was carried out in two phases, house listing and then population count. The National Census Survey covered all 29 states of our country and 7 union territories, including 640 districts, 497 cities, 5,767 tehsils, and over 6 lakh villages. The motto for that 2011 census was Our Census, Our Future. The census of India is carried out after each decade. The Indian census is organized according to the 7th schedule of the Constitution, and Census Act 1948 forms the legal basis for carrying out the census. For the conduction of census in India, an extended de facto canvassers method which is used. In this process, data is collected from every individual by visiting households through questionnaire. By using questionnaire information which is collected all over the country within a period of 3 weeks, and then count is updated to the reference date and time by a revisional round. In this round, changes are made due to death or the birth of the individual and migration that occurs. All the changes in between the time of enumerator's visits and the reference date or time with respect to changes due to death or birth are recorded while updating the record. Now we'll consider the census mechanism that follows 8 steps. 1. Organizing the census. Second one, planning for the census. Third one, printing of the documents. Fourth one, census coordination and management. Fifth one, training the plans. Seventh, communication plan. Seventh one, publicity and media plan. And the last one, that is nothing but eighth, enumeration and processing of the data collected through this process. Organizing the census. The Union Home Ministry conceives, plans and implements the census program for the century. The components for conducting census are organized in sequential manner. Heads of the organization are Registrar General and Census Commissioner of the India, and have field offices in 29 states and 7 union territories. They are the permanent directors working under the guidance of the heads of the census operation. For further coordination between the central government of India and state government, the state coordinators are appointed. Within the state, the work is carried out by following chain of components which are given in the hierarchical manner here. in this slide. Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India, then Directors of the Census Operation, which are followed by the Principal Census Officers, Charge Officers, District Magistrate or the Collectors of the each district, Commissioner of the Municipal Corporations, then Tahsildars, Enumerators or the Supervisors. The hierarchical order of the census functionaries in India at state level. Then planning for the census, that is second point of the mechanism. The first step is preparation of the complete and non-duplicate list of the geographical entities in the state that include district, tahsils, towns and villages. This exercise includes obtaining latest maps with GIS, that is Geographical Information System, softwares to produce digital maps of district, tahsils and towns. The Directory of Administrative Unit prepares UID, that is nothing but Unique Identification Code, for each unit so as to avoid duplication or omission of any unit. It identifies village statutory, census town, forest and villages by separate series of codes. Third one, that is printing of documents. The main characteristic feature of Indian census is that schedules are portrayed in 16 languages and the instruction manuals are prepared in 18 languages. This information is regarding the census 2011. But if we consider the census 2021, which will be conducted in 18 languages and out of 22 scheduled languages under 8 schedule and English, while it was introduced a code directory to streamline the process, and the option of other under the gender category will be changed to third gender in 2021 census. The census data would be available by the year 2024-25 due to the fact that the entire process would be conducted digitally. But here the other information which is given is with respect to census 2011. All the schedules required for the state are printed centrally in high-end process having facility of variable printing and very high production of volumes. Other census materials are printed in the state government press. So point number 4, that is census coordination and management. For the successful census operation, there must be a timely and effective coordination at state, district, village and ward levels. Particularly for this purpose, various committees and census working groups are constituted. State level workshops are organized with the support of UNICEF, that is United Nations Children Fund of State. Various departments of state governments are invited as members. District census groups are formed under chairmanship of the collector so as to organize census operation at district level. Census groups at village and ward levels are also formed. Within the village, groups are formed under the guidance of the Sarpanch of the Gram Panchayat, that includes Secretary of Village Panchayat, Asha, Anganwadi workers, village and Kotwal from the villages, etc. In case of urban bodies, the ward members include councillors, secretaries of the housing societies and officials are also included. Point number 5, that is say of the mechanism, training plans. The training programs for state level is organized by directors in which municipal commissioner and principal census officer of the corporation. Divisional census officers, district census officers, additional district census officers and city census officers also participate. The national level trainers impart training to state level and state level trainers impart training to district level trainers. Point number 6, that is communication plan. District and charge level communication plans are prepared in state in detail so as to ensure timely communication of census information for effective monitoring and supervision. The plan consists of two parts. One part, that is consists of mobile phones of the all census enumerators and supervisors. The second plan consists of mobile numbers of the local residents who provide information through questionnaire. Communication plans are operated by control rooms from the directors to district and municipal corporation to charge officers. The plans successfully collect and relay information for communication. The directors of the census operation relay information to all census functionaries through way to SMS. Point number 7, that includes publicity and media plans. Mass media, public relations, outreach activities, and digital media are used to spread awareness and to ensure cooperation of all the stakeholders. Thus, various modes of publicity, such as scientific and professional, are used. Point number 8, for the mechanism is enumeration and processing of the data. This step is important to increase the utility of the information which is gathered through the census and actually which is huge in amount. Complete census information includes tremendous amount of the data which has to be converted to simpler tabular form by processing so that it can be easily used by the policymakers. Now we'll consider the last point of the census, that is significance of the census. Information gathered by census is essential for forming the annual plans, 5-year plans, policy making in the field of infrastructure, that is housing which is required for the increasing population, education, need of the education, and decide the policies accordingly. Healthcare, employment, public administration means here if the particular age group people are more, say for example in case of the Indian population, 66% of the population lies in the range of the productive range, that is 15 to 59 age. So we'll have to decide for the policy accordingly for their jobs or the medication in the future. This data allows presentation and analysis in the term of the statistics at the personal level and for the households and for wide range of the geographical units ranging from the country to individual level, that is small level, that is city, wards and villages. The census provide information on size, distribution and socio-economic, demographic and other characteristics of the country's population. Census data is also used for demarcation of the constituencies and allocation of the representation to parliament, state legislatures and assemblies and local bodies. As like the state legislatures, here also the will have to see the two pictures, one with respect to the position of the Indian population with respect to the world population, and second, that is data which is derived from such a census which is used for distribution of the entire population in the different age groups here, 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14 and 15 to 59 and 60 years and above, that is senior citizens what we term it as. But here the major population of the India lies in the age group 15 to 59, that can be represented with the help of the data which is collected through the census. Here the another example, that is map showing state-wise population density in India. With respect to each state, the particular color is given in the map, and so that we can easily find out the population density of the particular state. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, do like, share this video for the benefit of the maximum students, and subscribe the channel World of Zoology for notification of my next video on the next topic. Thank you once again.